Hey, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? It's exciting to be here today. I have a very special guest, very personal friend. This was exciting just to have him with me. Since I've been in this area, this guy has been such a tremendous asset. There's only a few people in life that you get to be around, and when you're around them, they're really making the kind of deposits into your life that you really need. This guy is one of those guys. So I want you to put your hands together. Everybody, a very, very warm welcome, pulse welcome for Mayor Keith Marks. Thank you so much for being here.
How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Have a seat, man. How are you?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I'm good. I'm
Wonderful.
good. This is exciting because I know you may not see it this way, but for me, you're like a role model, a big mentor for me. So I get to learn so many different things, and now I get to do this with you. And you're that dude. You're like, how long have you been mayor?
16 years.
16
years.
You got it on lockdown then by now.
Got on lockdown. I'm up for re-election now, and nobody's running against me, so I got another 4 years on top of it. It'll be 20 years.
Who would run against you? Who would? You'd have to really.
They might want to change. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think change if it's not working. Mm-hmm. You know, you want that type of change when it's not working. But when you have things kind of lined up the way they should be, and you as an individual, one of the things I've learned from you is to continually be progressing in the things that we learn.
That's the only way you do it.
Yeah, we're not outdated because we're dating ourselves each time. But we're here to talk about the Cultural Coalition.
Wonderful.
And when I'm the president of the Cultural Coalition, which I didn't want to be, I was willing and hoping to be.
Well, we pulled a couple strings to get that,
I wanted to be vice president and hope that I could learn and serve under you, but you insisted that you could still help me from that position.
That's correct.
And I appreciated that tremendously. Let's talk about the event. What date did we select this year? I know these answers.
September 16th of 2017.
September 6th, that's this Saturday.
This Saturday.
This
yes, sir.
Saturday, that's exciting, man.
Yes, it is.
That is exciting. Now, the last couple of events that we did, we got the bad short of the stick with the weather.
With the weather, the rain came, we were getting a good crowd, and all of a sudden.
It was building.
Yep.
And it was almost like a small typhoon, and it was just terrible, but we're excited. The weather's looking promising, at least.
It's looking decent. It looks like maybe we'll have a little shower, but other than that, it looks pretty good,
Yeah,
I hope we have a good crowd, and with moving the whole thing up to the top instead of down on the riverfront, I think it's going to be a lot better for all of us.
So explain to the audience what you mean by what we just said.
What it is we used to have our GPCC Riverfest down at the Riverfront Park, and it was very hard to get people in and out down to the riverfront and then try to channel them down to the riverfront for all the displays that were going on down there. So this year we decided to have everything up on top at the Cooper's Cabana and the Cooper's parking lot, and we're going to have the band shelter up there with the generals and the coal mining play and everything. We got
some lineup this year though,
yes,
don't we,
do.
Man? Reenactments are a little bit more than what we normally have because we usually just have the generals, which I love.
Correct.
These guys are amazing. And for those of you who've never been to the Cultural Coalition Riverfest, the exciting part of what we're doing is we try to bring activities around history, okay? Because we want the passion for history. We want to share with everybody the things that are taking place. I'm still learning.
Yes.
And I've been doing this for some years now with you guys.
Yeah.
But I'm still learning about things that have taken place. It's such a historical place that we live in, Pittston and northeastern Pennsylvania. Just amazing. The Garmisch District, the Knox mine disasters.
Yep. Well, like I explained today on ECTV, explained that it's the Greater Pittston Cultural Coalition.
Right.
And what it is you're bringing all the Greater Pittston municipalities into one, having everybody work together. So you're having Duryea, Avoca, Hughestown, DuPont, Pittston City, Jenkins Township, West Pittston, which West Pittston isn't part of the Pittston area.
Okay.
But we bring them
bring them
into
in.
it, right? And try to get a good
And
coalition.
and to see that come together and work together is amazing, just for for the sense of unity overall.
Yes.
But then to go further and to come together for the explicit purpose of history, to bring people up to date to what has happened. And this is a very historical area.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of great things. So who do we have new coming to the festival this year?
We have the coal miners play coming to the festival this year,
they're
which
doing
is
the
new.
play.
They're doing the play. That's correct.
Wow.
Yes.
So-
That's going to be pretty neat. That all ties in with the Knox mine disaster.
Exactly. And with that Knox mine disaster, inside of Cooper's in the cabana, what's going on in there? Because a lot of people, they see us outside, they may or may not know that there's presentations going on inside of the cabana
Right.
at Cooper's.
Inside the cabana at Cooper's, we're going to have the Knox mine set up with John Ziak and Chuck Switzer. And also we're going to have the Rocky Glen display with Bob Savakinis, and that's going to be on display at all times inside of Cooper's Cabana.
Now there's an important name, Bob Savakinis. Tell us a little bit about Bob and his role, his major role in this whole thing.
Bob is a very historic guy. He is into the state history.
Yes.
And he has a big background of Rocky Glen. And as I found out today again on the ECTV interview, is Bob was very instrumental in getting the blue and gold plaque up on Rocky Glen Road.
Was he?
For the Rocky Glen
Oh, that's,
amusement park.
wow. And Bob is the founder of the Riverfest. The whole idea is Savakinis, right?
Bob Savakinis had a lot to
Excuse
do
me,
with it,
Joe.
but Joe
Joe, that's
Savakinis
what I meant.
is the founder of the Greater
Joe.
Pittston Cultural Coalition.
Bob is everywhere.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Everywhere. Like, he is so informative and so available. It's really scary. And I know he's watching this and he's saying, yeah, but you didn't come down to the railroad. I'm coming. I am coming. I'm coming. I'll bring the whole family. And we're going to take pictures with you so I can prove that I was there.
There you go.
Bob he's a powerhouse, isn't
Yes,
he?
he is. Yes,
You know?
Bob is a great man. He has a lot of knowledge, like you said. He has a lot of good connections.
Yeah, but the
for
thing
people.
that blows my mind about Bob is that, outside of all of that, he does not have to be that guy. If he does favors and helps different organizations, and he labors like it's his thing. If you ask him to do the smallest thing,
That's correct.
and it was Joe. It was Joe who is the actual founder.
Yes, sir.
Of the organization, and they're related.
Yes.
And so this goes back to what date?
This goes back to, it'll be 9 years this year that we're running the Greater Pittston Coalition. And Joe came to me as mayor of Duryea to ask me if I would be involved with it. And then, of course, Al Pesentine, our great treasurer and the money guy,
Yes, the money guy.
he got involved and just got the ball rolling. And here we are today, 9 years later. It's absolutely wonderful.
And that's another great name to Al. I've been very fortunate to be able to be surrounded by people like Bob, you, Al, Joe. Great insight, a wealth of information on how to do things and how to do them properly. So that's in credit to the event itself. The event itself, it's not done by people who are run of the mill.
It's done by everybody.
It's done by everybody.
And it brings everybody together to get everything going.
Now, talk to our audience a little bit about the Native Americans that are coming up.
We have the Native Americans that come down from up in New York, and they are right from the nation up in New York, where they come down in their whole dress uniform, and they come down and they do the dances and put on a presentation, which is our history background.
Now, what group is this? What tribe of this?
It's the Onondaga
Onondaga
Nation. Correct.
Wow. So, and that's always been my favorite part.
Yes.
To watch they shared one year about their marriage ceremonies and the culture and the things of that nature. Oh man, such a wealth of information. This is what we're hoping for. We're hoping that this year you really grasp the historical elements that's there, because we tried to bring the excitement with entertainment and different presentations that are there, but the history is what we're really after.
That's correct.
That's what we really are trying to push there. So the other things are kind of the icing, but the cake is the history that's really
That's
available.
correct. And talk about the history. It's really nice of John Cremart from Duryea to bring his tractors with his hay wagons down to take the people down to the Knox mine disaster site, which when you go down the trail, the eagle shafts will be on your left-hand side, and that's where the miners escaped out of the flooded mining. And to the right-hand side is where the actual shaft opened up.
Wow.
And that's where they veered the railroad over to there and dumped gondolas, train cars, hay, and everything into the hole.
Now, and could I just, I've been doing this 8+ going on 9 years with you guys, and I just found that out, because I didn't, I'm always running, we're doing something during the time, and I just found out what you just said.
Yes.
That was on the right-hand side is where it was dark down there.
Yes, it was. And
So
it was flooded.
Yeah, so they weren't looking to come out there.
No, they couldn't come out there. What had happened is the river had opened up and started the vortex. And these miners were trapped underneath there. And the water underneath there was like 30-some degrees. So it was actually cold. So the water had chased them across the river underneath and over to the west side of the river. Then they took the tunnel up the river into West Pittston and then came back across underneath the river. And all this time that they were doing this is the water was chasing them.
Water's chasing them the whole time.
And
this is 30+ men
that's correct.
that survived. It's not 30+ men that was
There was
trapped, unfortunately.
12 that got killed in it. Wow. And it was unbelievable. And we just lost the last survivor of the Knox. That was Joe Stella.
Wow. Now, I think I've heard that it's either in the makings or almost is a movie. That's
correct. Yeah, they're making a movie on the Knox mine disaster, which I believe it happened January 22nd of 1959.
Man, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
That is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yes.
I'm hoping that, because we have the facility here at my church with the screens and everything, that we can get a showing, a viewing here.
Well, that'd be wonderful.
And just pack it out. And, it would be wonderful if we could do it like the day before our actual event.
Event, right.
Whenever it's released. So that would be just amazing, because we have the screen, we have the facility for it, so it would be abnormal. It would be extremely exciting. But this year we're looking for some amazing things to happen. I'm looking for the Indians to come up. Oh man!
Looking for the generals. The coal miner skit, which is going to be absolutely wonderful.
Did we get spinners this year? Because I wasn't sure if we had the spinners.
I don't remember if we did or not.
I'm not sure, but I'm hoping. I got to check our itinerary, but I'm hoping, because I tell you, the first year, out of everything that took place there, they got me the most. It wasn't the spinning; it was that they were in full uniform. They were in full costume. It was like you stepped right into that period of time.
That's correct.
I'm walking, and Edgar Allan Poe. There's a Edgar Allan Poe walked past me, and I'm like, we're in Pittston, but it felt like you just stepped right in. Native Americans were there, like you stepped right into time.
That's correct.
Native Americans, Edgar Allan Poe, and then there's these women. Mrs. Jefferson, and then there's these women spinning with the bonnets and the whole.
And speaking of spinners, I believe the spinners are going to be there in their same spot that they usually are every year. They're right over the bank on the trail.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yes.
You really do feel like you just stepped right into time.
That's correct.
Yeah. And that's amazing. But I think the greatest part is that while this is going on, these are not just people who are putting on a performance. You can talk to them. They're walking around, and they got a wealth of information about this periodical.
They have the knowledge like you wouldn't believe.
The knowledge is unreal. I had generals walking around. the characters that they're playing,
Yes, sir.
they are the individuals they've studied,
Correct.
you know, and you can't stump them.
Nope.
They're the person.
And they know everything right off the top of their head.
Off
They don't have no
top of
keys,
their
no books, no papers, no nothing. It's
I'm
everything right off the top
If
of
you're
their
a
head.
history teacher, you want to be there for this and challenge your history class to ask these guys some questions, because it's almost like meeting a person.
You want to bring the kids out to show them part of history. The teachers come out and see it, and the teachers learn some history
Oh,
from maybe the
absolutely.
generals and the coal mining play. It'd be absolutely wonderful. We hope to see you on September 16th.
It's going to be a very, very exciting time. But I love the question and answers.
Yes.
You know, outside of when they're walking around, when they finish the presentation, especially with the generals, we have the opportunity to sit down, and they love that.
Yes, they do.
They actually look forward to that, I think, more than their presentation.
Yes.
To sit there, and they're sitting on the stage, and you know, there's the one general
their-
with the
with their
pipe
jackets,
and
and
the
he's all
jackets.
ready.
Yeah, they're all done up, and they're like, you know, ask me something about who I am, and they know it. They're so in character. They know their parts.
Sure.
That's
Yep.
exciting. You want to be there and see these men and women really did their homework. I mean, you
Oh,
really
yes, they
start
do.
to feel like you're there with.
Oh, yeah. You're part of history there.
You're part of history at that
Yes, sir.
moment.
Yep.
You're a part of history at that moment. If you're looking for something that is going to be exciting, educational, family-oriented, community-oriented,
That's correct.
this is your event.
Yes, it is.
This is your event. We'll have some little refreshments and things there.
Yes.
It's a couple of people bringing, so vendors and food. Exciting
Some basket
time.
raffles.
Oh,
And
the raffles.
I like to put a big thank you out to Paul Cooper.
Absolutely.
For allowing us to do this every single year.
Much
Paul
love,
Cooper.
Paul. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every year.
Yes.
Every year, not just this year. And also, you know, there's so many people that, I mean, if we go down our thank you list, we'd be here for the rest of the night. But all the people that contribute, you know.
Oh, there's tons.
There's tons.
That's
There's
correct.
tons, but especially a special thanks to Paul Cooper.
Yes.
Opens up the
Pittston
whole.
City.
Right, Pittston City. Open
Yep.
up the cabana, the whole shebangy for us. The city of Pittston brings out the.
They bring out the band shelter
band
and they help
shell,
us with the insurance. and
insurance, porta
everything.
potties.
That's correct.
And officials come down and celebrate with us every year, every year.
And we can't forget about the kayak tour that comes down the river. It's nice to see the kayaks coming sailing
Beautiful
down
to
the
see them
river
come down.
and come ashore right at the Pittston riverfront. It's fantastic.
It really is. It really is. And the participation is growing, and that's what's really exciting. If you want to find an event that will be pretty much everything as a family that you would want to see happen, this is that event. The event where you can bring your family, you can learn something, you can be a part of something, and you can get to know some great people. I've met some amazing.
Absolutely correct.
I'm not even just talking about those that are interacting and a part of it. I'm talking about the families that come.
Yes.
Families come. There was one lady, a vendor that came. I don't know, what did she make last year though? Oh man, she was right next to us, and she made. Oh man, it was so much good.
She was making jewelry, I believe.
Yeah. Oh my good. These people are just good people.
Yes.
Good life experience, good education experience, good family experience. Where can you find all that in one shot?
Only in Greater Pittston area.
Only in Greater Pittston area.
There you go.
And to see us all come together, that's noteworthy all by itself.
Yep, and we can't forget about the ribbon cutting. The ribbon cutting is at 1 o'clock, and we got some good officials coming.
Yes, we got
Yeah,
we got some heavy hitters coming over there.
Representative Mike Carroll, we got Senator John Blake. Hopefully we're going to have Matt Cartwright, our congressman, come down.
And the big
a couple
guys, I mean,
mayors.
like the real big guys, like Mayor Keith Laws. Those are, I mean, the Mayor Clutch. Those are the names.
That's correct.
You know, those senators. You know, we love you guys. You guys just keep working hard. You'll get there. Like you'll get to this level one day. But
You're the man.
I do. I appreciate our administration in the area, but for me personally, it's, you know, I don't get to interact with those other guys yet. But you know, that 0.0 interest in politics. I want to overemphasize that 0.0. But this program is designed to bring believers, Christian believers, to a place of awareness that your vote counts, your voice counts, and if you're not comfortable with what's going on, these are great events to meet your city officials, talk to them, let them hear your concerns. You find that they're more approachable than you thought they were, and a lot of them share your views. And some of your views may not be clear until you sit down and talk with these city officials and understand what your comments and requests entail. Because sometimes people say, oh, we want to do this, we don't know what it entails. We don't know the byproduct and the side effect of it.
That's correct.
And you get a chance to sit down, you ask some questions, you go, oh no, I don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Because I didn't know it was going to bring this, that, and the other. What element are we missing that we want to say to the audience? Did we cover everything?
I think we covered everything. Like I said, this year we're going to have more vendors and hopefully bring more of a family-oriented in to learn the history and the culture and coalition of the greater Pittston area. There's a whole bunch of people coming. We're going to have a little bit of food there, and we just hope to see all the families of the greater Pittston area come out.
Absolutely. For me, I think this year is going to be extremely special. Though I personally like the walk on the river, the more that I thought about us all being up top, I really thought, wow, here's an opportunity for us to mingle a lot more than we had the chance to do.
Closer together.
We're going to be much closer together. And I just never considered what that might do for the event itself. But the more I thought about it this year, I was like, wow, being up top is really going to bring us all there so we can, because you're not going to miss any of the experience. I mean, it's all
Correct.
going to be there. You know, you're going to be, you don't have to say, hey, they're doing this down there. You know, there's no doubt.
It's all right there in front of
It's
you.
all right up there. And it's almost indicative of what we've seen at other events like the Tomato Fest and things, because it's all in a centralized area. So
Exactly.
you just walk right through the whole thing and you kind of get the full experience of it.
Yes.
So please come out, be a part of our event. Tell a friend, tell that friend to tell that friend.
Bring a friend.
Another friend. And bring your camera. And you are going to have one heck of a day. And this is the guy telling you, this is the guy. I'm so fortunate, but thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you.
I know
Appreciate
you're very
it.
busy. I know
Thank you.
being vice president of this, but you got so many other things that you do, and I really appreciate you taking time
What
to
it's
be
all about.
here. I know, but it's still a sacrifice. Sometimes, you know, you see guys and they're trying to do something for their communities, and they start out with this drive, but then after a short period of time, the drive is gone, and here you are. How many years now?
I'm 9 years with the Greater Pittston Cultural Coalition,
9 years
and
with
16
us.
years as mayor.
16 years as mayor, getting ready to go into another 4.
Another 4 years, yes, sir.
And still have that same, you know, tenacity to be involved and be available.
That's what it is to be a mayor. You got to be that way.
And we appreciate you being that. God gives leaders for examples for reproduction, and you're worth reproducing.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.